Ready over Yekeh Kolubah. Over Yekeh Kolubah, you have the floor.
I'll be ready to vote.
Over Kolubah. Over Kolubah. Over Kolubah. Over Kolubah. Police, order, paper the color. Police, be have your seat, Please have your seat. Police. Be have your seat. Yekeh Kolubah. Over Kolubah, you have the floor. Over Kolubah, you have the floor. Over Kolubah, you have the floor. Over Kolubah. Over Kolubah. Over Kolubah, if you don't join the chair, we'll urge you up. You chair will take section. If you don't join the chair, Sadi out. Sadi, please addressing answer. Sadi, people on the answer. Sadi out. Escort the gentleman out. Sadi out. Escort the gentleman out, please. Sadi out. Escort the gentleman out. Sadi, put the man out, put it out. Escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out, Sadi. Escort the gentleman out. Sadi, escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out. You must go out. Escort the gentleman out. Over Kolubah. Escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out. Yeah. Escort the gentleman out. Escort the gentleman out. What? Escort him out. Relax. Tony, you relax. One, two. Hello. Please have your seat. Please have your seat. Okay, I'm trying to move in. Gentlemen, please have your seat. Gentlemen, please have your seat. Session is called to order, please. The movement, you're on the floor. That was an irrelevant, right? Please take your readiness.
Honorable Richard Nambekun, Speaker, Honorable Thomas P. Doyen, Deputy Speaker and co-presiding distinguished colleagues. To the movement, I will be ready to vote if we accept the following amendments: that this August body, after the agenda items are under before miscellaneous, after item D, that this plenary can move to executive. If they accept that, I will be ready to vote. Thank you.
So accept.
With the amendment, I'm ready to vote. All those against and no, the vote is carried. Call for petition.
There is no petition, Honorable Speaker.
Call for standing committees report.
No standing committee report.
Call for special committees report.
No special committee report.
Call for motion and resolution.
No motion, no bill, no resolution.
Mr. Speaker.
January 27, 2025. Honorable Richard Nambekun, Speaker, the Honorable House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Mr. Speaker, this is to inform you and through you, the Honorable House of Representatives, that I will be traveling to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania to attend the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit from January 27 to 29, 2025. I will depart the country on January 27, 2025. While I am away from the country, Honorable Sylvester M. Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, will chair the cabinet in consultation with the Vice President and by my directive via telephone. Kind regards, sincerely, Joseph Nyema Boaka Sr. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a reading of a communication from the President of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you, sir.
Noted. Next.
Appearance of the Commissioner General of the LTA and others.
Are they here? Okay, please bring them. Let me welcome our visitors. Our witnesses anyway. We want to know what are the visitors that were invited, are they here in person? I will ask the Deputy Chief Clerk to please acknowledge the presence of all of these entities that are listed in this communication: LTA, Lone Star Orange, and Yekeh.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the head of Lone Star MTN is not here. He wrote a communication Station. Besides, this morning through the intervention of Moab Jones, we have to talk with the Liberia Telecommunication Authority because they said they did not receive the letter, which is true. But when the dispatcher took the communication there on a retreat, and she gave communication. Honorable Abba Jones mandated that they should come. So as far as until the guests can use themselves, don't know as the direct representations.
So the proponent of this pre-approved to presiding.
Thank you.
So we ask our witnesses to please introduce themselves. Let know who are the actual witnesses here. Then from there we put in on our oath. If we accept them, we consult the body. So begin the postal affair.
Honorable Speaker, members of the House of Representatives, my name is Fego Mproma, Minister of Posts and Telecommunication.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished legislature, my name is Ralph Sokali. I'm the Deputy Managing Director for the PECO. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Representative, I'm John Mauricio, CEO, Orange, Liberia. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Representatives, my name is Ali Faki. I'm the Deputy CEO for Lone Star SNMTN.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Member of the House of Representatives, and Councillor Sukuyesh Debbie Senior, Director for Legal Regulatory and Secretary General of Orange, Liberia.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Representative, I am Greg Cardoza, Technical Director for Orange, Liberia.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and House of Representatives. My name is Damian Mariapan. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Lone Star Cell. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished members of the House, I'm Attorney General Prince Yekeh, Member of Council MTN Liberia.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and all the executives and the respected members, my name is Jitendra Singh, representing Lone Star Cell MTN.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable members of the House of Representatives, my name is Yekeh from Orange, Liberia.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable Deputy Speaker and the Honorable Body of the House of Representatives, I'm Isaac Yekeh, Orange, Liberia.
Thank you so much. So we let the proponent first, or the invitation abroad, the witnesses just pre-read it. Then from there we put it on a oath.
Honorable Richard Naweku, Speaker, House of Representatives, 55th National Legislature, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I write to crave the indulgence of this august body to invite the authority of the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, LTA, along with their technical team, as well as the authority of Lone Star MTN and Orange Liberia, to provide technical details regarding the constant network problems within the southeastern region of Liberia. Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, the southeastern region has been experiencing persistent network issues that have severely impacted the daily lives of our citizens. The poor network condition has affected normal economic activities and caused untold suffering to the people. The unreliable network has disrupted business operations, leading to financial losses for entrepreneurs and traders who rely on stable communication for transactions and coordination, including mobile money services. Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, given the authority of the gravity of the situation, it is imperative that we seek a comprehensive understanding of the technical issues and the measures being taken to address them. Therefore, I respectfully request that the LTA, Lone Star MTN, and Orange Liberia provide detailed explanations and propose solutions to alleviate the network problems in the southeastern region. Thank you for your attention to this urgent matter. We firmly believe that these projects will significantly enhance the quality of life for rural dwellers in our district, fostering a sense of community pride and cooperation. Your generous contribution will not only help us achieve these goals, but also inspire other communities to take their initiative. Honorable Anthony F. Williams. The second communication. Honorable Speaker Richard Naweku, Speaker of the 55th Legislature, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Speaker Kun, Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, I wish to draw the attention of the plenary to the significant deficiencies in the GSM network coverage within Maryland County. A staggering 80% of the residents in Maryland County are currently facing challenges related to inadequate mobile network connectivity. Consequently, I propose that we extend an invitation to the management representatives of Lone Star GSM and Orange GSM to come before plenary to provide clarity regarding the factors contributing to the inadequate network services currently affecting Maryland County and to discuss potential solutions moving forward. Thank you for your consideration. Respectfully, your Honorable Austin B. Taylor, Representative, District Number 3, Maryland County. The communication to all of the partners that were invited, content remains the same. And I read one from that was sent to Lone Star. Dear General Manager, I present you compliments and right by directive of the Honorable House of Representatives in session to invite you to appear before the full plenary on Tuesday, January 28, 2025 at 10 a.m. at the Monrovia City Hall. The purpose of your appearance is to address issues raised by Honorable Anthony F. Williams and Honorable Austin B. Taylor, representatives, electoral districts number 2 and 3, Maryland County, in their respective communications attached in relation to your operation in the country. You will also be addressing this issue holistically in regards to your coverage of the entire country. Thanks for your usual cooperation. Sincerely, C-Commerce Chair, Acting Chief Clerk. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the communication and invitation that was served to our members. We received a communication from Lone Star designating another person which reads, Dear Honorable members, I bring you greetings of high esteem. I'm writing to inform you that I, Raul D., Chief Executive Officer of Lone Star Cell MTN, will regrettably be unable to attend the plenary session due to my scheduled travel commitment outside of the country. Mr. Ali Fakeh, Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Lone Star Cell MTN, will, however, represent the company during this engagement. Mr. Fakeh normally acts on my behalf and is responsible for all regulatory issues. He is fully authorized to speak and act on behalf of Lone Star Cell MTN on all matters relevant to the company. I have full confidence in his capability to effectively convey our position and to engage in meaningful dialogue with the honorable members of the House of Representatives. Thank you for your understanding and support. I look forward to continuing our partnership and engaging further upon my return. Yours faithfully, Raul D., Chief Executive Officer, Lone Star Cell MTN. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. The reader of the communication, we ask the signing to please put our witnesses on our oath.
Please raise your right hand, call your name, the institution you're representing, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that the testimony I am about to give, as it relates to this hearing, will be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Now you can please have your seats. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, my distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the witnesses are hereby qualified for today's hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sergeant. Now go to the proponent to brief us on the issue at hand. We'll start with Honorable Anthony Williams.
Come again. Who's even on top?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, you were interested to note that today I'm happy that Lone Star Cell is here, Orange is here, as well as the regulator. Because you were tough about it. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Everybody is finding it difficult in the nervous system. So today, the service provider is here. But I just want to bring this to your attention that Lone Star Cell, Orange are treating our people very bad. For example, in Southeast, Maryland, people travel from far distances just to come to Kolubah for medical care with the money on their phone. When they get to Kolubah, their intention is to make out one day in Kolubah to get the money and go to hospital. But when they enter Kolubah, so that 1 week, no network. Who pay for the lodging? Who pay for the eating? All those constraints are being faced by our people. That just with the health system. Almost again to the business sector. Nowadays, a lot of people travel with money on their phone. 500,000, 300,000 liberty on their phone because of mobile money. But if any business person travel from anywhere in the Southeastern county, across most of the other counties, like my man Slow said, you find it difficult to get the money off your phone. And then at the end of the day, we just tied ourselves to the one Lone Star, the one circle. I don't know for what reason, Mr. Speaker. This is not the first time of Lone Star being here or circle being here. I can remember when we took over in 2023, we also invited LT to come and explain to us. They came and gave us a kind of sugar-coated information that they will pay back the people money on their phone. That's not an issue. People are dying from the service providers. Because if your money is on your phone, you cannot get it out to go for medical care. If your money is on your phone, you cannot get it out to do your business. Technically, you are dying. Apart from that, the security aspect of this situation, somebody is affair at Bogonjile. Out of the sea, unusual activity is taking place. And they want to call the security people to come and take over. How can they reach out to the security sector when Lone Star circles are not available for our people? No network. So, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, this situation that Lone Star circle continue to distribute poverty in the toes of our people, I ask that we all look into it very meticulously so that Lone Star circle with no Orange and Lone Star and Orange with no full well that we were elected by our people. Our president is to make sure that the business services about our people be provided. So we can't come here and allow Lone Star to be Santa Claus saying, making mass and Mary making at the end and judging our people. So I'm very, very strong about it, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. Thank you for expatiating. Thank you for expatiating. Margaret Thomas.
Santa Claus, and so please take it back. Please. Oh, Santa Claus, when you're speaking, Margaret Thomas, providing service for Liberia as a country. You can say Santa Claus, you know the level of investment this institution have put in the country. Are you aware of the level of investment this institution has done in Liberia?
Hold on a second.
Take it back.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Yeah, you will take it back. You will take it back. You will take it back. A service provider. These are reputable service provider in Liberia that have zero multi-million-dollar investment in Liberia.
Thomas, please. Thomas. Thomas. Margaret Thomas, please release the man. Thomas, release the man.
That's a wrong person of God.
Forget the man. Order. My God, order accepted. Order accepted. Order accepted. The order override. The order override the main decision. No, your order override his decision. No, your order is accepted.
Okay, I'll take it back.
Take it back. I see what from earlier. Okay, please get in the back. Please give on the other way in the back.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Josie. Honorable Josie. Honorable Taylor, the floor is yours.
Honorable Speaker.
Gentlemen, please have your seat.
Honorable Speaker.
Gentlemen, please have your seat. Siafa, Johnson, Soka, Honorable William, please have your seat. Honorable William, Austin, please get to the gentleman from Maryland County, from Sorry District.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker in terms of the consultation, I hereby take it back.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, before we proceed, we are being informed that we have a representative from LTA. We ask the Sergeant Arm to please put in on oath. Introduce himself and put in on oath. Representative from LTA, please introduce yourself. One of the commissioners, so the Sergeant Arm put in on oath. One of the rifle commissioners here.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members of the House of Representatives, my name is Clarence Massacre, Commissioner of LTA.
Thank you. Honorable Sergeant, please place the witness on the oath.
Honorable Massacre, please stand, sir. Raise your right hand. And repeat after me. Call your name, your position, and repeat after me. I solemnly swear that the testimony I'm about to give as it relates to the hearing will be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. We proceed. Honorable Austin Taylor, please. Take the floor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and my distinguished colleagues, when you see two lawmakers from a particular county writing a communication on the issue of bad network in the county, it speaks to you of the gravity of the situation. Honorable Speaker, I'm very disappointed today, and I want to transfer this disappointment to the LTA and the two mobile phone companies, or the three mobile phone companies that we have, who should be providing services to our people but have failed to provide these effective services over a period of time. I'll tell you, Honorable Speaker, that Monrovia is not Liberia. In as much as we suffer bad network in Monrovia, You will be astonished to know that when you get to Maryland County, you will hardly be able to use your Lone Star or your Orange mobile phone network, or your Orange mobile phone that you have, because we hardly have any network in Maryland County. Talk less of most of the towns and villages that we have. It is not that people do not have the money to pay for credits. There are people who have phones. There are people who have SIM cards. There are people who buy, who recharge. Yet and still, these companies you see here have failed to provide the services for which they subscribe to. And it is very disappointing and disheartening, Honorable Speaker. There are a lot of citizens, including myself, from Maryland County, who buy credit. And when you put your 3 days on your phone, for a good 3 days, you will not have network. That money will go for free. There are people who put mobile phones. You will transfer money from here to your relatives back home. That money will stay on their phone. They will not be able to take it out because of bad network. There are businesses over there, Honorable Speaker, that should be thriving and performing their business activities using internet and other things, but they do not have the network to do that. And today it's good that the LTA is here so that they can explain reasons why they are not checking up on these companies to provide the services for which they have subscribed for. And the LTA will have to make it known today. And as we hear today, Honorable Speaker, it is good that we have the representatives of Lone Star. It is good that we have the representative of Celcom, Orange, and LTA themselves. LTC, because we already have them on our side. So, Honorable Speaker, we will wish that these companies gave reasons why they have failed. It is a major challenge, Honorable Speaker. It is a major challenge. We know very well that we brought up in Maryland, the Southeast is facing serious challenges when it comes to these mobile phone companies. And they are here and just operating here, they've left the rest of the county. Today, I want these companies to tell us that whether they are not capacitated to perform in the Southeast so that we can start looking for other companies to come and perform services in the Southeast. I submit for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So now, can the witnesses first? Yeah. The witnesses are established or no staff. Let's take the photograph.
Ali Fakir, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Representative. And of course, make some clarity and then engage in a dialogue on how we can resolve these issues. We are aware of the issues. So I'm not here in any way to deny that we do have issues or we've had some issues. However, we have been working on the network in the Southeast. In the past few months, the network availability, which is how we can measure this thing, was at 95%, which means there is still a lot of room for improvement. We have already been working on certain things to put in place when it comes.
Please take note.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please repeat.
So looking at the network availability when we're doing the average for it, it was average at 95%. Now 95% over 100 doesn't necessarily mean that's a good number. What I'm trying to say is that we need to aim for 99%. So this is what I was going to. To get to the 99% at least, which is normally the standard, it is there are certain things that we are putting in place, certain measures that we are putting in place. And this did not come from the fact that we were invited here today. This was already has been planned. There are certain things that we have already been putting in place, certain, let me put this, certain microwave connections that we are connecting Monrovia to get to the southeast. And this will significantly improve the coverage in Maryland. I'm not going to say this is going to happen in 2026, 2027, or end of 2025. We are talking in the next few months. I cannot give a confirmed 3 to 4 month date that this will happen, but I do know that the schedule for this modernization to complete will be around the middle of this year. Hopefully, by God's grace, it will be before that. So these are the things that we are putting in place. Now, in regards to improving it even more, we do have challenges that we are facing in the Southeast. We have a lot of challenges we are facing in the Southeast. And some of these challenges are beyond our control. For one, when we are talking, I heard there was some complaints about cashing out money from mobile money. For the record, at certain times, we have to actually send cash from road to go all the way to Maryland, which normally it's a trip that takes over 24 hours, just to be able to cash out, because it is not always easy to find the liquid cash that is necessary on that side. There are certain things that we can do from our side. In the service centers, we can make sure that there's cash available, but there is always going to be a certain shortage to a certain extent. Now, I know the problem more is the availability of the network for people to be able to do the cash out. Now, from this side, yes, we are working on improving it. We will certainly improve it, and we will be in this situation where the honorable members of this, the honorable members will tell us that, yes, they have seen the improvement. Even after the improvement, there will always be room for improvement. The technology is changing on a daily basis. January, for example, December and January, we face another issue, which is normally the Hamatan, which is weather related. Some of these towers, they use wave connections, and the Hamatan can also affect them to a certain extent. So these are all some of the measures that we are putting in place to try to prevent the problem in the future. I'm not going to stand here and tell you we don't have a problem now. We do have a problem, but we do also have a plan on how to improve the problem. The other thing we need to also look into is the coverage. So there's also part of this coverage that normally comes from the Universal Access Fund. And this coverage specifically is on the rural side, because we can focus on major cities. For example, we have in 7 sites that can take 4G, which are normally concentrated in the major cities. After that, we also have other rural sites which can also take voice calls. They cannot take data, and that's us being completely honest, because it's not feasible for us to have 30, 40 sites with 4G coverage in Maryland. It's simply economically not possible. So, I mean, this is what I have to say, and we hope that you will give us a chance to prove to you that we are actually working on improving the network availability in Maryland and the Southeast.
So are we intervening at this time or waiting for the Philip presenting? Philip presenting, then we compile everything. Everybody present, please. Okay, I can take inquiry. Like you see. Huh? What are the observation? Observation denied. Every cinema, I want to issue. Observation denied, cinema, I can clarify it. Okay, noted, but denied, noted. Continue. Noted. Go ahead. You okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your time is up. Your time is up. Saji, pick up the mic to telecommunication. You're next. Our police, your observation is noted. Hello, the witness on the floor. All authorities, the witness on the floor. You see? You see, call it, please approach the chair. Please approach the chair. Please approach the president. So please go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished member of the House.
Please approach the presiding. Please approach the presiding. Don't have started hearing yet. Okay, please approach the presiding first. I beg you. Let us see the witness. Please continue.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished member of the House, it's a great privilege to stand before you to present to you on the landscape of the telecommunications sector. Unfortunately, the complaint filed by the distinguished member of Maryland does not fit within the purview of the Liberia Telecommunication Corporation. I would never encourage this within Monserrato and might give it. Currently, as we speak, we're not in the space of mobile money, nor are we in the space of an effective voice connectivity. But because we respect this honorable body, it was important to come here and make the case to you that LTC has the capacity to expand, but we need to be capitalized. If we are capitalized, able to bridge the gap along with the private players. So we are here to ensure that our people get good service, but without your intervention to expand our network into the rural counties of this country, we may not be able to bridge the gap. As we are aware, a safe enterprise was created as a stabilizer to support the private sector where they cannot reach. But again, we are incapacitated. So we are here to empathize with our brothers from the Southeastern to ensure how we work with our counterpart in the private sector to ensure that the service quality is improved. Telecommunication expansion and modernization is not cheap. But from the statement from MTN, we believe that they are doing a lot of upgrade, and it's obvious after 5 to 10 years, it's obvious in the sector that you have to upgrade your network. Each of those backhaul, what we call those big sometimes you see each of them. So to change it every 6 months to a year, it means a lot. But we want to work along with them to see how best we can improve the service quality. As I mentioned.
Thank you. We now go to Orange. Come on, colleagues, please pay attention. Check down your points. We now on Orange. Orange is about to present.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Representative. As far as Orange is concerned, I would like to start by apologizing for the network issues in the southeast in Maryland County. We sincerely apologize for these inconveniences, and we are working hard to bring you a better network quality. Our technical teams some of these issues, but we are still working on it. I would like to start by also saying that since Orange took over Celcom, we have invested to expand, to sustain the network, more than 245 million US dollar. But this is not enough to cover the main cities and the entire country. It's not enough to bring the criticality of network in all the counties. But we have planned over the coming years to improve. Last year, we brought mainly in the rural more than 128 sites in the rural network services. As far as Maryland is concerned, we currently have 11 sites in the county of Maryland. Regarding the issues that we are facing, we have many reasons. Some beyond our control, and some we are working on. One of the main issues for the Southeast to have a sustainable, reliable network is the transmission. And last year we completed what we call the ring that allow all the sites to be secured, so that when we have an interruption on one of the sites, one of the hub sites, the others are not affected. This ring has been completed on the total southeast from Grand Bassa to Brigade going through the southeast. But this ring is not enough. We need to build another small ring in the middle, so that if we have a cut somewhere, at least the southwest part is sustainable. And this is planned for this year. Our technical teams are working very hard on it to secure the network. And when we complete it, I think we have more sustainability in the network. So doing this, we face some challenges, as my predecessor from Lone Star said, and we appeal for your understanding for these challenges. We all know the conditions to reach these areas. Even when we have issues to go through the roads, it's not easy. So these are some constraints that don't help us to act promptly. For this year, we have planned to increase the coverage in the county of Maryland by putting 5 additional sites. Today we have 11. We are putting 5 additional sites for this year. The network. So at this stage, I would like to stop here. I don't know if my technical team.
You only got 1 minute left.
Yeah. If you want to add something, Isaac, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We now go to post, and then LTA. Then we open the floor for. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, or Deputy Speaker, members of the House of Representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Speaker, the issue of network, as government we need to address it at all levels. The Ministry of Post and Telecom as the sector ministry and head of the sector. From the policy angle, we are reviewing the policy to ensure that we reinforce policy in terms of services provided to this country. It's a quality one.
areas that cannot be covered, that are underserved, under communications, need to be addressed under the Universal Access Program. That the fund, the Universal Access Fund, that those mobile operators, service provider contribute towards that fund, even though it may not be adequate enough to address those issues, but areas that cannot be covered, those funds should be able to cover in those areas. The national operators, as a government, we need to empower them to build their capacity so that they roll out of that network to reach as far as Maryland. When we receive a communication from your office, we look at the concern of our lawmakers from that end that talk about network coverage. And we contacted Lone Star and to provide us a data and LTA, what we receive from them. It is true that they don't cover all of the counties. So, Honorable Speaker, what we need to do from our end is to ensure that the national operators is built in a way that they roll out their network in those areas to be able to cover area that the operators cannot cover. So now from our effort, Honorable Speaker, in Baza, we are also working with people to ensure that we land the second fiber cable in that area that will help to roll connection to those various counties in the east and the southeast. So, Mr. Speaker, I think from our end, we will work with the LTA to make sure that we reinforce the regulation that will compel the operators to provide quality of service to our people in this country. We are not saying that the quality of service that is given today is okay. No. There is a fault in the network, in the system, that the authority need to reinforce the regulation to ensure that there's quality of services provided to our people. But from government perspective, as the government should be able to empower the national operator and honor the Universal Access Program to cover the area that they cannot cover. We all know business institutions come to go after business. They go in the area where there is market. So those areas that they cannot gain the number of people in those areas, it is our responsibility to ensure that those areas are covered under our Universal Access Program. So, Honorable Speaker, we are doing our best to ensure that, but it doesn't. Inquiry for Austin Taylor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues. I'm listening to the Minister of Post and Telecom right now. I think the Minister is more or less giving his personal opinion as to what he should be doing. We are not getting the facts and figures from him as to what are those action plans that they have and that they are holding these mobile phone companies by. We're not getting those information from him. He's just giving his personal opinion. We need facts, we need figures, we need plans from this minister telling us what they are holding these companies by. So,
Noted.
thank you very much.
Noted. Continue with Minister. Yeah. Thank you. Can I please take note, like I said earlier, let's take note. As soon as the commissioner from LTA present, then we're about to open the floor for our colleagues to make their input. But, yeah, Honorable Speaker, I heard the Honorable, but what we're saying here is that, Mr. Speaker, we are working along with the national authority, the LTA, to ensure, yeah, to ensure that they actually enforce their regulation that will compare the service provider to ensure that there is quality of service, provided to our people in this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. We now call on LTA.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Honorable the Speaker, distinguished members of the House of Representatives. We are here on behalf of the LTA as the regulator for the sector. The Ministry of Post here's the sector. The activities of the companies. Mr. Speaker, to begin with, the reason for being here is, in my opinion, is specific to Maryland and by extension, and I hope I have the latitude to say by extension, the Southeastern region. Coverage. According to the communication that we have inviting us, specifically talks about the Honorable from Maryland, Austin Taylor, Honorable Taylor. On the issue of coverage, the companies have given some insight. Particularly, for example, Orange has been able to specifically say that now they have 11 sites in the coming year, and I can confirm that because when they have the areas, they furnish the ministry and furnish the regulator of those plans. We ourselves receive these plans and follow through with them so that I can confirm that that plan is before us as to whether they will perform. It takes us to go through the year, and then at the end we can say yes, but at least I can confirm that Orange has a plan to do additional 5 sites. If they have 11 for now, additional 5, that's almost 50%. So that's for the coverage. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, in addition to the issue of coverage, is also a huge concern of the quality of service. So, for example, people will complain that you place a call and for some reason the call just dropped. Technology, sometimes the season, and those are it's a technology. Because is technology are responsible for these things. So the LTA, until 3 months ago, the issue of quality of service was just through policy measures. As it stands now, there is there is a consumer protection regulation that has been passed. In other words, quality of service. So I can confirm that there is a plan to roll out in these areas, increasing coverage, but the LTA is particularly even concerned about the quality. There are a couple of concerns, and I know one of my representatives raised a concern a few days ago that I put my money on the phone, and before I flip, the money is gone. All of these things, there are measures now being put in place. Sometimes, Mr. Speaker and the Honorable Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House, distinguished members of the House, there is an issue that we have to clarify. Sometimes there's an issue of promotional offers, and then there's an issue of direct charging of the phone. For example, people find out on the phone directly. You now subscribe to any promotion. It is expected. It is
information.
Mr. Presiding, co-presiding colleagues, Mr. Presiding, my information to the witness is the witnesses were invited for a particular subject matter. And that particular subject matter is the bar network service in Maryland County. And more to that, the witness on the stand currently is the regulator. So I will want for the regulator to speak directly to the oversight being exercised as a result of minimizing the challenges our people are facing in the Southeast.
Noted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House. With that, I guess there is a direction now to focus on Maryland. What I was trying to do was to make sure that we, as a regulator, to say steps that we are taking. But Mr. Speaker, Mr. Honorable Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House, Maryland and the Southeastern region, I'd like to commit, because we don't have the data here with me ready, so that we can supply your office after these hearings to state the specific plans, not just for Maryland, but how the expansion plan, but particularly for Maryland. As a regulator and through our oversight responsibility, I can confirm some of the frantic efforts that are being made by the two companies to strengthen services in those regions. To provide the specifics on what is being done, how many sites will be in this particular over Maryland, but just to make sure that we all have an idea on the entire plan for the next year. Mr. Speaker and Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House, I can pledge to provide that information to you. And the reason why I was trying to give additional information was just to make sure that concerns who the money got missing on the phone, and after the 3 days, if you reach out for 3 days and the network goes down, at the end of that 3 days, and then the network comes back on, what happens to the person's phone is a major concern. So I wasn't trying to drift away, I was just trying to use this opportunity to provide that information to you. But since I was restricted to Maryland, I will want to close my presentation by appealing to you to kindly allow the regulator to following these hearings to supply your office with the specifics on the different expansion plans by the MNOs that we can confirm. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So we now go, I will start with Maryland, the mature. They have come like this. So like this, please, just separate. Please allow Uncle P. Mature to.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Wait, each tribe will go to other counties, please.
Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, fellow colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I'd like to say thank you for the recognition, and particularly that I'm from Maryland County. I'd like to join my colleagues to say thank you. But let me delineate my contribution to this debate in two portions. First, to the LTA, the Post and Telecommunication, and the LTC, regulators and policy makers, and actually dissatisfied with their presentation. I'm downhearted. I don't think they came here to acknowledge the challenges of the GSM companies. That is not what we anticipated from them. That is not what we want to hear. We want them to tell us how they are monitoring these GSM companies to do their work. And so I'm not too satisfied with their presentation of promises that the GSMs are making. Let me go to the GSM companies. Honorable Speaker, fellow colleagues, it is now 7 years that the GSM keep coming before us and making promises. I remember in 2018, I wrote a communication pertaining to the same poor quality of their performances in Maryland County. They came, they made promises. I remember in 2022, they came, they made promises. In fact, I remember in recent time, last year, they came and made promises. I consider, I'm sorry to say, but I consider the GSM's behavior or their continuous promises without action to be stationary, particularly to the people of Maryland. According to, let me digress a little bit. According to latest report, Maryland County is one of the impoverished counties in Liberia. And the people there, about 85% of the people, according to the report, live below $1 a day. And if that is so, you understand the living conditions and the challenges the people are faced with. Yet and still, these people subscribe with their meager dollar on promotional programs that these GSMs are.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, because I'm from Maryland, and this is affecting us in particular in the entire region. These companies last year, I remember, says, and they went out there to Maryland. I can still remember. I was in communication with Lone Star. They went there. They made promises of restoration, and they didn't happen because of their services, the poor quality of the services. A pregnant woman died after they placed a call to the hospital, and the ambulance were going and trying to call the people for the location of the place. The woman died because of no signal on that particular day. Honorable Speaker, fellow colleagues, I remember I intervened in a case with the university students. A class was asked to submit their final test by internet, by mail, prior to the expiration of the time given. 3 days, no coverage. And I don't know why. Perhaps they need to tell us how interconnected are their services. Once Blue Star is off, the next 5 minutes, Orange will go off. And this is happening even last week. So what we are talking here, Honorable Speaker, is a serious matter in Maryland County. Orange, the gentleman that represented Orange came up here and he said there are 11 sites in a county that is 887 square miles. Can you imagine if there are 11 sites and you are still using microwave to communicate from one tower to the other? What are you telling us?
you have proven here the insufficiency of your quality of your services that you are providing in the county. There is something we always say: there is value for money. If even it is a cent, even if it is $1, even if it is $1,000, when it is paid, that value for the money should be returned to the person who paid. We always say anything that is not done correctly is not done at all. If these people cannot provide services, let them go. It's better for them not to extort money from our people on a daily basis than to say they're providing services when it's not adequate. Thank you.
Thank you. I will give you coming.
Honorable Speaker.
Go ahead. I see the chairman. Yeah, go ahead.
Honorable Deputy Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, I am concerned about a few things. I'm not going to go long. I'm going to be very straight to the point, and then I will allow my colleagues to have their input. I firstly like to know from the LTA as to whether there is any customer service agreement between the LTA and the GSM companies. That is the first thing I want to know. When I asked you the last time, Honorable Masakwe, you told me no. So I'm asking you openly on an oath: is there any customer service agreement with the LTA? That's one. The next thing is, I am very concerned about the manner and form in which our people are we've been robbed by these GSM companies. We've been robbed, and the emphasis is placed specifically on the dwellers that live in the community where they find it difficult to even get signal. If they struggle to ask some of us for at least 100 or 200 to recharge, and they recharge their card to place a call to you, for example, Honorable Speaker, there was no network. The network is down for 3-4 days, and these companies will say that they will not replace the poor money. They are robbing our country of millions of dollars. Broad day robbery. And I was even telling one of the commissioners.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was even telling one of the commissioners that agreement, my lawyer will have to take a look at that agreement, and if my colleagues can agree with me, including Maryland, we can file a class action lawsuit against these companies for robbing our people of millions of dollars. I can assure them that. And we will go around with rather senators will file lawsuit against you for broadly robbery against our people. Thank you so much. And all of the speaker.
Omokoga, please. Omokoga. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. Tell me. Omokoga. Omokoga. After Omokoga, Omojala. Omokoga, please go ahead. You have the floor.
Mr. Presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, let me extend my thanks and appreciation to the proponent of this communication. But we got to be cautious. If not, the essence for which these people were invited for will not be realized. Every one of us here from the various constituency are constituents, and they are facing these problems. To allow every one of us to speak on the issue will not get fruitful results. Mr. Presiding, if this issue need results, the committee responsible for this sector, this matter should be referred to them so that they will go in depth, and it should be mandatory under the plenary mandate. Mr. Presiding, let me be protected.
There's not a way forward, Omokoga. Please make your input, not a way forward.
Excuse me, please. Let me have my day. Please let me have my day.
Gentlemen.
The framer of the constitution did not make mistake, and the new folder where that this kind of a situation will arise. And therefore, the constitution provides that each house should adopt its own rules and subcommittees. The issue under review. Please give me chance. Mr. President, the poor give me chance. Give me chance.
Okay, Over Johnson.
Give me chance.
Omokoga, please. Allow Over Johnson. What's your order?
I can't get a mind.
What's your order to the Over gentleman?
Go for the Bola, sir. You can't get a mind.
Over Johnson, come from Bangladesh, sir. Come from Bangladesh,
sir. You can't look at me, sir. I'll get you mad. Get back my word there. Get a mind there.
Over Johnson, go ahead.
Honourable Speaker.
What's the point of order?
Yes, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Deputy Speaker, colleagues. My point of order is that the gentleman from Mimba County was given the opportunity to contribute to the debate and not to tell us what the Constitution says about rules between both houses. So he should speak to the matter on flow. That's my point of order.
Order noted.
Thank you, Presiding. Well, distinguished, please give me your undivided attention, please. Mr. Presiding, co-presiding police, what I'm suggesting is subject to acceptance or rejection. I'm speaking for empirical fact that if you want real results, the plenary will be charged. So our advice is, at the end result, let the committee take charge of the issue.
Thank you.
To give a result.
I'm a Rookie Barry, please. Akami. There are so many men that spoke on it. Let the honorable general speak more.
I have the mic, please.
You are member of the committee, so wait.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Let me appreciate the proponent of this communication. I think this is something that we are all affected. You know, we are all affected. We have a serious issue with it. While I am from District 1, Monserrado County, and not from Maryland, but we have the same issue. So I have a question to ask all of the invited guests out there. What does it require to have network in a community? I'm asking this question because Bensenville, that is a capital city of Monserrado County, does not have network. I have been working with one or two persons at Orange. They've gone there, they did assessment since last year. Nothing has happened. The Lone Star Tower in Cruiserville, the wind blew it down. I think they erected it, but still nothing has been done. In Todi, people have to climb hills or go climb trees, and that is in District 1 in Monserrado County. So I want to know what it requires for us to get network in a community.
Thank you. I move to Omoyan Flomo. Please go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, my man, you did party man. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, let me applaud my colleagues for bringing the issue to our attention. The purpose for which we've invited the witnesses here is to give us clear information as to how the quality of services will be improved. And based on that, I would like to ask a few questions. The question I want to ask, the first one is, in terms of improvement in the quality of service and the availability of services in the various counties, what plans specifically with timeline that those in the sector have, so that our listeners out there can know exactly what they are up to. Specifically to the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunication, even the LTA, what quality control mechanisms you have in place to make sure that our people are receiving quality service. And lastly, what consumer protection you have in place so that when our people are robbed, they get their money back. Because these are the concerns. And you need to answer these questions so that our people who are listening to this debate can know exactly what we are up to here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We recognize Obosoka. From Soka, we'll go to Omo Eli Ato, then we'll go to the witnesses to address the question.
Thank you. Our Speaker, our Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, let me first commend my distinguished gentleman from Maryland for this well-articulated, more relevant communication placed on the floor. Let me thank also the witnesses for coming today and for their presentation. First, let me clearly indicate that I'm disappointed that the corporation will come in here today, that it came here today and did not provide specifics in terms of an investment plan, the target, and their accomplishment in the Southeast. The second thing is, we do not know also clearly the level of investment in terms of cost that you intend to deploy and the periodicity and your intervention. Let me clearly indicate here that as Maryland indicated, I'm always in Grand Judah County in Swedru City. It is mind-boggling. It's totally surprising that in the city of Swedru, you will have no network for almost a week. As early as day before yesterday, I could not reach. It was impossible for anybody to reach any person in Swedru. I want to understand what is going on. We expect you to tell us the specific problem you are faced within those metro areas for which you are not able to provide services, and the entire city is in dark in terms of communication. May I come to ask the specific question to LTA? The last time we note that the ACE cable had a problem. What is the status today of our network in terms of the infrastructure? Are we only hanging on one thing? What is the fiber optic? What other infrastructure we have in place? And I want to join my colleagues and I will close. LTA came here defending the GSF company. I think it's disheartening for the regulator to come here and be defending, provide
One second.
Thank you.
Omo Eli Ato. Omo Eli Ato, go to Omo Johnson William. Then we go to the witnesses to respond to the first batch of questions. Then we now come for the second one, and then the way forward will be done by Michael Thomas. Omo Eli Ato, please go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding, distinguished colleagues.
Please allow the overlayers to speak. After the second bash,
thank you, Honorable Presiding. Your higher time to filibuster, please give me my time to speak. I want to be specific to the Universal Access Fund that was mentioned. And I heard most of my colleagues talking about the Southeast. I want to agree with Honorable Ruki Barry, Montserrat, and she's my closest neighbor to Magibi Kakata belt. You will be surprised to know that Kakata, that is just next door, we all have the same challenges when it comes to network. I remember in 2023, I engaged LTA because I know of a contract that was awarded to KNet Ghana in a tune of 2 million, and 1.8 million was made available to enhance the work of the companies to help to reduce some of the troubles we are faced with today. When I engaged them, they built a tower in Division 34. But as I speak till today, the Firestone Plantation, there is still no network. The communities that are there, considering the hard labor of work that is done there, many occasions we will be calling for the pregnant women to come to the CH Rennie Hospital, the small Bobozon at Waterfield, to no avail. I got pictorial evidence for a fight that went on where people were wounded, and I will share with the journalists on the same thing. So I need LTA to tell us, give us a report. What are the work that was done in those counties? Because the agreement, the contract says the 50 rural counties. So Kakata, that is just a throw away, we are the victims of these circumstances. And we're talking about the southeast. Montserrat is just right here. I know what it is when you go to Maurice's farm, when you try to go on the Firestone Plantation. Sometimes I get caught up there in the middle of nowhere and there's no network. Many occasions, sometimes I have a breakdown and there's no form of communication. You have to commute, and it takes over sometimes 30-45 minutes to reach to somewhere with network. So I will ask LTA to tell us how that contract was awarded, the communities or the rural areas that benefited from it, where we are heading, and what we need to do as a government to ensure that we can let this matter to rest as made.
Thank you so much, Honorable Johnson William. Then we now go to the witnesses to address the first batch of questions.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, colleagues. Honorable Speaker, today we are here again with the GSM companies. Last year, I tabled a letter and my communication culminated into plenary decisions that were conveyed directly to Lone Star Orange in the presence of LTA. And plenary decided that both companies needed to take a number of actions, one of which I would like to highlight is the restitution to subscribers on their own expired minutes, data, and the money they lost in mobile money. It was very clear. Unfortunately, the two companies appear today, they said nothing about that. I'm interested in knowing how far have they gone with implementation of plenary decision. And for us, we will not take this matter for joke. Number two, the reason why they were brought here, they have not responded to that. What is the cause for the bad network? Unfortunately, the government institutions have failed us. Post and telecommunication have come here to lecture on issues that for which they were not invited. LTA once again has failed us, has said nothing but to be protecting the businesses. They have not said anything. What is the cause for the bad network? They have not said anything. So I just want to hear from LTA and Post and Telecommunication. What's in the law? What does the law say? When if a GSM company erects a tower in a community, what does the law say about coverage? And we have to take this matter serious. Our people are suffering. Our people are dying. In fact, the hardship have increased. These people cannot be amassing millions of dollars and we suffer. And they're not here, let them leave to get room to other companies, competitors to come into our economy. So let them please respond to those concerns. How far have they gone with plenary decisions?
How far have LTA and the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication gone with respect to their oversight of compliance? They have not said so.
Thank you. So to the witnesses, both of our colleagues have expressed the grievances, but I want to be specific to 4 main lawmakers that ask questions that will be able to solve all the questions being asked. Questions asked by Honorable Ruki Barry, questions asked by Honorable Nyan Flobo, emphasis made by Ellen Ator, and questions asked by Honorable Johnson William. These are major questions. They will cover the question as well. I said, yeah, it will cover those questions. So we ask LTA to please address the concern. There may be a second batch of questions. Okay, so we ask the regulator to please address these questions.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, members of the House of Representatives. Honorable Speaker, I'd like to address the issue of the KNET that the Honorable raised. This administration took over a contract that was signed by the past administration that had to do with KNET deployment of infrastructure in counties, in the 15 counties. We reviewed the contract from our level and asked our legal people assigned to the 2 institutions to look at the contract over. We feel strongly that our contract need to look at and then see whether we can continue with that contract. So, Honorable, where we stand today is that the refusal of KNET to provide no infrastructure in those counties and the amount that was charged to do the contract, it's difficult to speak all, but what I want to say to that is that we are looking into that and to see whether we can continue with our contract, because we believe that is that to benefit our people in this country. So that's a response I want to give towards that we cannot continue that contract that was arranged by the past administration, because we feel that it's not a contract that will actually benefit our people in this country. It's also Honorable Speaker and Honorable Deputy Speaker, member of the House of Representatives, we are not here to defend the service provider, but from the policy angle, what is in our policy, we ensure that LTA implement that by providing a regulation that will go in line with the policy. So LTA is here, they will speak to most of these things, the question that has been asked. So, Honorable Speaker, I just want to respond to that question that she asked, that the contract was not properly done and we are reviewing it. We want to make sure that we go along with that contract that will benefit our people in this country. Thank you.
Can you address it? The committee will handle it.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of the House, I would like to start from my distinguished from my DP County, Honorable Ellen Atore, who specifically raised concern about the contract we have with KNET. The numbers on the contract she said that we have disbursed up to 1.8 million against 2 million. So with that figure, it will appear that the government has already paid KNET all of the money, so there should be no reason why KNET cannot do what they were supposed to do or what they are supposed to do. Government is continuity, and we cannot stand here before the people's representatives and create an impression that what we inherited, we do not take full responsibility for what we inherited. It would be unfair to the past administration, and it would be unfair to us as well. But this is what we have on the books. Up to date, KNET is claiming that we owe them up to a little over 600,000 from different charges. Some of those claims, and like the minister mentioned, some of those claims, I would be a little bit skeptical to be definite on it. But from our side as a regulator and who is representing government on the implementation of that contract, we have some reservation. It would be premature for me to say here what definitely it is until we reach to the end of the investigation. But I can say here, for the sake of the hearing, since I'm on oath, that from the LTA we have some serious reservation. Those reservations that we have, they are not ready. So I cannot stay here and say KNET is guilty, but I can say that we have some reservation. Under the implementation of the KNET contract, we have 2 more counties, actually 2 or 3 more counties, but I know we still have Riverside left, and then we have Lofa. Some of the counties, Mr. Presiding and honorable members, some of the counties, if I were to put 1 tower in, and with due respect here to all to regions, but if I were to put 1 tower in Riverside, the coverage of that 1 tower possibly will appear like Riverside have adequate service compared to putting 1 tower with the seat capacity in Nima. The contract has 1 tower per county, no matter how big the county is. So if the LTA tells you that we already have 1 tower in Magibi, the likelihood is that tower could be in a location that does not cover Kakata City that you are talking about, and it will appear as though KNET is in Magibi, but Kakata is not covered. That means it's possible that Magibi, because of the size, cannot be covered by one tower, and that's why in our last request for the Universal Access Fund, the LTA under the Universal Access Fund requested additional 500,000, because even if we complete the contract under KNET, we are still going to have inadequate service, at least under the Universal Access provision, not the MNOs. So in other words, the towers are in 1 per county, but it's not sufficient. Secondly, some of those towers that were built by KNET, there are few that I'm aware of that are even down. KNET cannot come back to like KNET or Ghanaian company. Cannot come back here to go to the southeast and put on those towers, because we still have almost 700,000 for them, which we are disputing. But I can say here that discussions are gone far. Hopefully very soon, I'm saying very soon, without being specific, that these issues are going to be resolved. But Mr. Speaker and esteemed members of the House, even if we implement 100% what we have on the books and on the universal access, we still have the need for more. Additionally, what are we doing as a regulator to ensure that the companies are providing quality of service? Few months ago, we had a request from Orange that they were having jam on the internet, and this is technology. The LTA came in and gave them additional frequency. Hopefully, those who've been following the quality of service, and somebody you don't pick the individual code, but you will realize that because we offer that frequency additional capacity, the jam on the network got a little bit released, so the quality of service increased. But it's difficult to pick up those small changes. And I'm calling it small because in the whole country, improvement in one location will seem as though it's a drop in the ocean. I just like to also clarify, it is not in my place as LTA to raise defense for the company. There's only one thing I can do here. If the company makes a presentation that is true, I'm on an oath. It would be unfair for me to say their presentation is not true. If they say something that is not true, it would be unfair for me to say it's true because in our case, I'm lying to the honorable members of the House. So I'm simply here to say, if they say something that is true, the presiding is in possession of a presentation I made to him, some specific data, particularly on Maryland. The companies have a whole 9 years on the whole country. But because we're asked to focus on Maryland, I have presented to the presiding something that particularly points to what is happening in Maryland. Mr. Presiding and esteemed members of the House, a couple of months ago, we signed the Consumer Protection Regulation. Like I said, if anybody, that regulation, if you have promotional services, for example, give me $1 and I will give you 45 minutes for 3 days. You go and recharge and the network goes down the same day. The system is programmed, or it is a requirement that once the 3 days goes, the 3 days expire, but the man who pay $1, you should have access to 3 days free, not free, or let me say free and not free. They say 45 minutes, but you can use it for 3 days. But you bought it on the very day you bought it, the network went down. When the network is restored, it is required under the Consumer Protection Regulation that portion should be restituted. I am told that there was a committee hearing before or plenary, I'm not sure what it was, either a committee hearing, and the companies, particularly Orange, has informed us, and I'm saying has informed us, that they were able to show that their technology is built in a way where the funds are refunded. By that time, it was just a policy. Now it has become a regulation. So if you have the concerns from the communities, it would be proper that we have a consumer help desk 2244. The first line of contact is not LTA. LTA is regulator. You contact the companies first, but if they cannot resolve it, then 2244 is available. That call will come to LTA, and the company is lodged with us. Let me say again.
Information from Austin Taylor.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My information has just got to do with the fact that the commissioner cannot be telling we members that we need to go down 2244. It is the public that needs to know. The fact that the public do not know means that this 2244 has not been effective. So we will urge them to be more effective.
Yeah, noted.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House. I am only informing plenary because I'm testifying before you. And that information, I believe, is relevant to the hearing. The LTA even has a plan now. The LTA has one office here. In our next year, we are planning to have 3 regional hubs. So the 2244 I'm reading is already in the public, because sometimes information will not go as people will not receive it at the same time. But this information is not just to you, it's to the public, and it's already in the public. We have said it. We have a talk show. We have said it. But at our level, we believe that information in Monserrato may not even made. Definitely is not enough for the entire country. So because of that, we are decentralizing. We haven't done it yet, but it's in our plan that we'll have 3 regions. I'm sure we'll have one in Bomi to take out the western region, and Banga to take out that side, and then I think Buchanan for the rest of it is insufficient at that state. It is insufficient at that state, but it takes us one step closer to the public. So these are some of the things that we are doing. Under this consumer protection regulation, it's even said that you should have protection of privacy. So if you make one call and I want to know it, I can't just go and get your information. Even if you ask around, they will not give it until they put under it. Before. Also based on the business protection, and I'm not saying that every place will have coverage is because of business protection. No, I'm saying some of the variables that go in the calculation is business protection. But if the companies plan a business plan and they say, look, we cannot be in Takata.
Information.
Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding Police, Mr. Presiding, I want to inform the witness that freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of information is a fundamental right. Being a fundamental right, that's why companies are contributing some of their revenue in the form of Universal Asset Fund to be able to expand their network to places that may not have the capacity to address the issue of revenue return. So our people in Gokonjide, our people in West Point, our people in Barrow, our people in Chado, and every part of the Republic of Liberia to have access to communication. So, Mr. Regulator, as the chairman of this committee, we are calling on the Post and Telecommunication. We are also calling on FTA, including the NMO, to ensure that the issue of revenue on the construction of towers should not be the essence or the hindrance of our people getting free and affordable telecommunication. That's the information I want to provide.
Information noted.
Okay, so Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, esteemed members of the House, the information is valuable. I just wish that the chair allowed me to clear. What I was saying basically is that the companies, when they make their projection, where commercial reasonableness doesn't allow them to reach, they come in the budget asset.
Doctors, please move to the issue.
So, if they are not in Pennsylvania, it would be wrong for me to sit here and say, this is the reason why Orange is not in Pennsylvania in this area. But that is an information to us. We can take that and ask them, I'm just hearing that they're not in Pennsylvania. Even as a regulator, we make effort to have information on all of every location in the country, but the reality is, if it never went down in Pennsylvania this morning, except that information comes to me, sometimes I may not know it. If it comes to my attention, then it compares me now to take, it compares me down to take it and address the companies. Because let's face it, even as a regulator, I know it's difficult to go in the outside of the country, they deserve it. But in Pennsylvania, it would be my imagination. I'm just hearing it be my imagination. But I think the company was confident to ask them why they are not here, and then see if the universal access. Again, the universal access We have only
30 more seconds.
2 more to do as in reverses and so forth. That is the continuation of what was started by the government, the former government. If we have additional funding under the universal access, and in this case, we hope that it can claim the attention of the central government to, in addition to what the companies are contributing to the universal access, that the government herself put money in it, then we can direct.
Yeah, if the witness should say that they have 2 more to do, then in my mind, we be telling the public that what they did, it was done effectively and efficiently, and what they did in my county, it has never worked. It never worked. So it should be clear that they mounted a tower, but it never worked in terms of communication. So it has to be made clear. We don't want them to just come and put the towers up, and we don't have the services that comes with the tower being mounted. Thank you.
So witness, you got 2 seconds.
Okay, so in 2 seconds, so maybe I should be working about in 2 seconds, Mr. Presiding. In 2 seconds, I'd like to say that the information from Maryland will be taken extremely, will be taken very seriously. And as I have promised the presiding by extension the members of the House, that beyond these hearings, we take this matter and address it as the presiding will dictate, or as plenary will dictate. Beyond this, beyond the Maryland issue, other information have come to our attention, including the universal access and the KNET project. Beyond this, Mr. Presiding, we will even if it's on a day-to-day basis, but at least everyone will give you feedback on the steps we are taking to resolve these issues. That is a commitment, and I promise that we stand by it.
Thank you very much. Honorably, I will ask a permission to now seek a way forward. We will deliberate on this thing, so I will intercede motion or way forward, but before then, I will collect the issue. So we address the issue, we will collect. Then we'll take a way forward from the councillor of the Mahagan Thomas.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Deputy, distinguished police, I have a very serious issue that I was trying to bring to the attention of the regulator LTA. Though they will still be invited here, but I think with their coming today, I want to seize the opportunity to inform them of this information. LTA, I don't know who having the contract for the cable line connection in Bond County, particularly from Banga to Butota, using the Koya corridor. The internet cable from Banga to Butota, it is then placed there. I don't know how to add the strapping. LTA, you understand what I'm saying there? LTA, you hear me? I'm saying from Banga to Butota, we don't know who has them hired.